everybody. I'm Indiana Jack and welcome to the truck yard. I have a lot to show you this week. I mean, a lot. I might not fit it all in. We're going to start out with our friend Nate at Wolf Express Transport and see what he has in store for us this week. Nate, what do you got?
Even for a truck driver, this is kind of a unique story. The only way to tell it is just to begin. I was at a truck stop near my home in Sacramento and I got a call from dispatch asking me if I wanted to pick up a truck in northern Nevada and bring it to the headquarters in Calhoun, Georgia. Without asking too many details, I agreed to do it. I was very surprised to find out the truck I would be driving was the iconic Traveloko W900 driven by Little Dog himself, the YouTuber. Wow. So I left my Volvo behind in Sacramento. My wife drove me to a small town in northern Nevada. The truck seemed huge in person, and I even thought for a minute, can I drive this? The hood itself seemed like a mile long in front of me, but I got in and I started out my long journey. Little Dog and I didn't talk too much, and I could tell he was rather sad to see the truck go, but it was necessary because his daughter got sick and he needed to get off the road. The only load I could find taking me across the United States was picking up in a small town near Boise, Idaho. So I started out my journey heading north. When I drove through the truck stops, I could tell other drivers were watching my every move. I almost felt like a fish in a fishbowl. I won't go into too many details, but I realized I had a long trip in front of me. My trip would take me through Wyoming, Nebraska, a little bit of Iowa, through Mississippi, and down to Georgia. Actually, my load was going to Florida, but I had to stop in Georgia first to get the new license plate put on before I went to Florida. It was freezing cold the morning I left Georgia. It felt like my hands were frozen solid when I tried putting on the license plate. I was a little bit out of my element since I am used to dealing with my Volvo. Needless to say, I made my delivery successful in Florida. I drove the W900 back to the truck yard in Calhoun. Eric in operations took me to the airport and I flew home in Sacramento to get my Volvo and started trucking again. I've heard it said that trucking really is an adventure. Now, I can testify that it really is, especially this trip. Thanks for riding along, and I will see you all next time.
Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack. Stay tuned.
You know, we've been growing a lot lately, and the owner of this property that we rent from gave us a whole section of the yard here, and said, why don't you guys move all of your trailers down there in the lower lot, we call it. So we've been doing that, and for the first time we had kind of a christening, and we opened up that lower section to all of our trailers. We're going to be grouping them by, if they need repairs or whatever the situation is, but we're going to be moving into the lower lot. Oh my gosh, they're going to let us come in the truck yard. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the name of the show is The Truck Yard, and this is the official truck yard moment. Hi everyone, this is Indiana Jack, and we're entering into the truck yard here at this company for the first time. Let's go. Boy, I feel welcome, as should you. We're gonna park this over here in the corner now. We'll see if I can still drive this Pete. Get it parked right over in the corner. All right, let's see if we can get this Pete backed up here, right up against the fence. We want it to be about maybe 2 feet from the fence, something like that. See if I still got any backing skills here. I don't. I forgot everything I learned in 11 years. And I swore I'd never be doing this again. That's trucking. So I'm going to go out there and see what it looks like and make sure that we have visibility. Visibility means a lot to a company. The more people see your name and they become familiar with it, the more popular you are and the more familiar people are with your company. Right here at the truck yard. Hey dude, you got dirt on your face. Oh, okay. All right, you're good now. No more beans, please. No more beans. Well, that's our newest addition here at the truck yard. And the truck you see, his name is Eddie, named after the owner of our company here. Eric's going to take a trailer down to get it washed. One of the drivers brought it back. He had an engine problem and it totally darkened it, as you can see. So we're going to get that taken care of so this trailer can then go out and be ready to go. And you may ask, why do we have bean trailers? I asked that myself when this was about a year or two ago, because we're really not that old of a company, like 10 years old, but we've just recently been hiring a lot of people, a lot of drivers, and people wanted inexpensive trailers. So this company went out of business, Bean Trucking, and we bought all their old trailers. But then ironically, we also bought 25 of our brand new trailers. So we have plenty of trailers now. If someone wants to actually buy one of the old Bean trailers, then it's a lot less expensive for them as an owner-operator than going out and buying a $35,000 dry van, or even more expensive than that is a reefer. So we have a variety of different trailers for drivers that want to come here and drive. All right, he finished and brought it back. That's not the trailer, but that is. They did a pretty good job. It's white again. Well, we finished it up and it looks pretty good. I mean, there's barely any traces of the old bean on there. So now we just got to get our logos on there and it'll be good to go. One of the things we're doing with Eddie is we're going to take the truck down to downtown Calhoun to an auto parts store there and let it be on display, because Eric was in there yesterday and they saw his card, and the guys in Napa Auto Parts said, "That's an awesome truck." So Eric said, "Hey, do you mind if we bring it down tomorrow?" And they didn't mind. So we're going to take Eddie down there right now and put it on display at Napa Auto Parts right here in Calhoun. All right, we're dropping off the truck here just for the day, and now we're going to go back to the office.
Hey everyone, this is the Little Dog, and you're watching Adventures in Trucking with my friend Indiana Jack. Now after you watch this video, jump on over to my channel right here on YouTube, Ask a Trucker, for more information on what it's like to be a professional driver and more information on the trucking industry.
We have two kind of like behind the scenes things we want to show you this week. One is a review that I've been working on for the Garmin 65W, which I promised you a few weeks ago. We're finishing that up. I'm going to show you some of the behind the scenes of that, also a little segment of it. And also one of our drivers, Corey, kind of a unique guy. He made over $125,000 this week, or this year. And we were kind of proud of him and wanted to share his story with you. So we're just going to show a few clips of that. If you want to go see it on the other channel, you can, but I was so proud of what he had done and wanted you to see it. Well, we got another Pete in here, and I know I promised a few weeks ago I was going to give you a review or finish up the review for the Garmin 65W. So we're going to install it in here, then show you some footage and get this uploaded to YouTube finally. So that's what we're doing today, is getting this made here in this getting this video made, and we're going to put it in this Pete just temporarily because the driver's coming in to pick this up today. So let's hurry up and finish up this review of the Garmin 65W. All right, we're going to put this in this Pete, the good old Garmin 65W. Before I forget, this is an extra sticky mount. Do not lose it. I thought it was the primary mount, but a real mount, the actual one, the first one, comes on the camera. So they give you two. They give you the original one, and then they also give you a backup one. So put this in a safe or something, because you will need it and you will curse yourself if you don't have it. So the first thing we want to do is find a place to mount it, and we'll put it right up there and get it mounted. And then we'll run the cable to a power source. And I already showed you this stuff. You get the USB and the power cable. So let's get it mounted on the windshield first. All right, that looks good. So let's run the cable now and plug it into power and get this puppy powered up. Okay, we got this part of the review done. Now we'll do the road shots. I probably won't take you guys with me on that, but we got this part of it done. This is the hardest part, setting it all up in the truck. So now we're going to go get the road shots, and then we'll put it up. We are here talking with Corey one of our drivers who is kind of unique, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. How are you, Corey?
I'm doing fabulous. A little cold, but I'm doing good. That's my big thing is money, because the more money I make and save, the more money I can keep to myself and achieve my goals. I brought home after everything 6 figures because I'm not afraid to go places that others aren't. I'm out here to make money. Do things out of the ordinary, and you'll build a name for yourself.
All right. Thank you very much, Corey.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your help here and appreciate what you have to say. I hope you could be a motivation to other drivers.
Right.
All right. Thanks, man. We are done.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
That's my first interview in life like that.